Yes, just waiting for us to be live. Yes, we are live now. Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon to one and all. I, CA Pratik Neve, welcome all of you to Zest Learning. How are you all doing? I'm quite sure you all are doing very well. CA Final Indirect Access session number 7 it is, and maybe the last session which will be as live on YouTube. Next sessions will happen on the app. So till now, if you have not taken admission, but if you want to continue with the batch, do consider contacting us on 9028777829. You can just WhatsApp us. We'll give you details of the entire batch. And friends, I'm quite sure you have subscribed to the channel and hit the bell icon. Your favorite channel, CA Pratik Neve. Yes, so how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing wonderfully well. We have reached rules of value of supply, and this rules of value of supply covered in 27 to 35. In that we had started doing 32. So is 32 getting clear and clear to all of you? 32, rule 32 sub rule 2 clause A, that was talking about foreign exchange services. In case of foreign exchange services, what is the value of supply? So you have to check the difference between buying rate slash selling rate, as the case may be, and Reserve Bank of India reference rate, that talks about the profit which is earned, okay, in case of foreign exchange. So that profit multiplied by number of units of foreign currency will give you, accessible value. Secondly, if you don't want to follow 32.2a, you may follow 32.2b. But before going to that, if Reserve Bank of India reference rate is not available, then what do? Then you take 1% of currency converted in terms of rupees. Like you remember in our example, ABC currency. Getting it? And finally, there was one more point. If none of the currency exchanged is in rupees, then simple, consider RBI reference rate, convert both the currencies into rupees, whichever is lower value, consider that and take 1% of that as accessible value. So I hope 32.2a is clear. If you don't want to follow 32.2a, you may go for 32.2b. What is 32.2b? 32.2b is the presumptive way of calculating accessible value in case of foreign exchange services. So this depends on some slabs. What are those slabs? Okay, if currency exchanged is up to rupees 1 lakh, then you have to take 1% of the currency in terms of rupees, or 250, whichever is higher. If your currency exchange exceeds 1 lakh, then up to 1 lakh you have to take 1000. Whatever exceeds 1 lakh, okay, and it is up to 10 lakhs, means it is 1 lakh to 10 lakh, on that you have to take 0.5%. So if you remember, there was one example where currency exchanged in terms of rupees was 5 lakhs. So what you did, on first 1 lakh you took 1000, next 4 lakh you took 0.5%, which is 4 lakh into 0.5%, which is 2000. So your total accessible value was 3000. And lastly, dear friends, if it exceeds 10 lakhs, then you have to take first 1 lakhs 1000, next 9 lakhs 4500, because 0.5% of 9 lakh, and lastly, whatever exceeds 10 lakh, of that you will take 0.1%. Getting it? So this way you have to go ahead and, of course, in the last slab it cannot exceed rupees 60,000. Wonderful. Yes. So Ashimaji, one more zero there. I know it's a typo. So it should be 60,000. Yes. Clear? So 32.2b is clear. Then going next, 32.3, in case of air travel agent services. When I talk about services given by air travel agent in relation to domestic travel, then accessible value is 5% of basic fare. If it is international travel, then accessible value is rupees, not rupees, 10% of basic fare. Talking about 32.4, 32.4 means life insurance services. So when life insurance services are in relation to term policy means only life insurance policy, then directly the premium amount is accessible value, isn't it? Directly the premium amount is accessible value. Secondly, so in short, 32.4 does not apply if it's a term policy. But if it's an endowment policy, that means the policy is mixture of both life insurance as well as investment slash savings. Then what happens? If it's a single premium annuity policy, if it's a single premium annuity policy, then you have to take 10% of premium as accessible value. If it is not single but if multiple premiums are involved, then for the first year premium accessible value is 25% of that premium, and for second year premium onwards it is 12.5%, that is half of 25%. And lastly, the most simple one, if the insurance policy itself states that how much is going to be towards the premium for life insurance and how much is going to be towards investments, then whatever is towards life insurance premium, that itself will be taken as accessible value. Okay, so this way easily you can cover 32.4. So I hope till 32.4 all of you are absolutely clear. Before that we had started discussion of basics of GST. On intrastate supply there shall be CGST plus SGST. When you are in union territory then CGST plus UTGST. On interstate supply there will be, yes, there will be IGST. Whether C plus S or I depends on intrastate supply or interstate supply. But intrastate supply or interstate supply depends on two factors: location of supplier and place of supply, isn't it? So place of supply provisions are given in section 10, 11, 12, 13 of IGST Act. We are going to do them in detail. So I hope value of supply is clear till this point. Yes, sir. Then, section 15 actually is of value of supply. Section 15 subsection 1, actually accessible value shall be transaction value, that is price actually paid or payable for supply of goods or services or both, where both supplier and recipient of supply are not related to each other and price is the sole consideration. What this value includes is given in 15.2. What this value excludes is given in 15.3. So what basically it excludes is discount. A given before or at the time of supply, B given after supply. So I hope that our warm up of GST is done well. Now we can start with what we have to do purely today, that is 32.5. What is 32.5? May I discuss with you? Yes, sir. See, actually, very simple. So you all know when you have to come to rules. You have to come to rules when you can't go ahead and follow AV as TV. When you can't take 15 once accessible value as transaction value, you have to go to 15.4. 15.4 says that value will be as prescribed. It is prescribed in rule 27 to 35 of CGST rules. And in 32 now, we have come till 32.5. So 32.5 is what? I am selling goods, but those goods are second hand goods. Getting it? Those goods are second hand goods. So in that, directly sale price may not be taken as accessible value. Why so? Because I might be buying goods from unregistered person. If I am buying goods from unregistered person, there is no question of any ITC because he has not charged any output tax. So in such cases, accessible value is simple: selling price minus buying price. Okay, so check where A taxable supply is provided by person dealing in buying and selling of second hand goods. Mostly imagine a dealer of car. You must have seen these days premium cars being sold. Premium cars means used cars. Used cars are sold. Okay, pre-owned cars. So this particular rule is for that. Okay, that is used goods as such. As such means without changing such original characteristics of goods or after minor processing. So little bit of denting painting is done, which does not change the nature of goods, and where no ITC has been availed. No ITC has been availed on purchase of such goods. Okay. The value of supply shall be difference between selling price and purchase price. Means say I am dealing in second hand cars. I bought a second hand car for 3 lakh rupees. After denting painting, okay, so this was my purchase cost. After denting painting, lot of marketing, I sold it for 4,50,000. So 4,50,000 is selling price minus its purchase cost 3 lakhs. So its assessable value shall be 1,50,000. Did you get the difference between selling price and purchase cost? Because actually my value addition is only 1,50,000 and GST is on value addition. Do you all agree with me on this? Absolutely, Ashimaji. Yes. Recent change, the rate of GST on this. Absolutely. But how to find assessable value in this case? Is it clear? Don't directly tax 4,50,000, subtract 3 lakh. Okay. Because if you tax 4,50,000, it will be unjust, na? Taxing full 4,50,000. Because my value addition as a dealer in car is only 1,50,000. Did you understand this point, all of you? Yes, no? Would you like to write this? So till now we have written everything. So go to provisions and concepts notebook and write this point. Rule 32 subrule 5. Assessable value in case of sale of second hand goods in bracket purchased from an unregistered person in GST and therefore no ITC on purchase. Therefore no ITC on purchase. Did you understand? It will be equal to selling price minus purchase cost. Once you complete this, please say D in the chat window. But one thing I would like to tell you, however, if above figure means selling price minus purchase cost is negative, it can happen sometimes that whatever car you have purchased or whatever goods you have purchased, you are not able to sell them profitably. So you sell them at a lower price. Okay, so it could be negative. So if above figure is negative, assessable value will be 0. It will be nil. As you complete it, say D in the chat window. It's very obvious point. There cannot be negative assessable value. So assessable value will be 0. Yes. Now one more point I want to tell you. Listen to that point very carefully. Deemed, we are continuing above point only. Deemed purchase cost. See what I am discussing. I am discussing deemed purchase cost if bank or any financial institution has repossessed second hand goods from defaulting borrower. Did you understand what is being discussed, Ashimaji? Defaulting borrower means bank has given loan to X. That X did not pay the loan, some EMIs. So bank went and repossessed that goods from X and bank sold it. So now tell me, for buying, for bank, is there any buying cost? For bank now there is no buying cost, but they are selling second hand goods in course of furtherance of business. So they will have to take something as purchase cost. So that is called as deemed purchase cost. For whom? For bank. So deemed purchase cost if bank or financial institution has repossessed second hand goods from defaulting borrower. Did you understand what's happening? So the assessable value will remain as selling price minus buying cost. But what is this buying cost? That is the discussion going on. Did you understand? Can we discuss what is this buying cost? Are you all with me? Yes. So here, original purchase cost. Can you tell me who has bought the car or whatever asset? So original purchase cost of asset for whom? For, of course, defaulting borrower. Do you agree with me? But that cannot be directly taken because few years the asset has been used by defaulting borrower. So there has to be some depreciation. Yes, after that bank took it, then bank sold it. So what you have to do, you have to minus depreciation. You have to do less depreciation and percentage point is 5. 5% is fixed. So less depreciation at 5% for every quarter or part thereof. Did you understand? Percentage is fixed. Depreciation percentage is fixed. It is 5% for every quarter or part thereof from date of purchase till date of sale. Did you understand? So here when you minus this, you are going to get deemed purchase cost. Did you understand? Here you will get deemed purchase cost. Did you all understand? 100%? Shall we go ahead and discuss questions based on this? Say see in the chat window as you complete this. Why? How did you get 5%? See, life of CG means life of capital goods as per GST is 5 years. Getting it? It is 5 years. And so therefore 5 years means, do you agree 60 months? So do you agree which is 20 quarters? Because one year will have 4 quarters. So one quarter will be 3 months. So 60 months divided by 3, 20 quarters. And now what you do, 100 divided by 20, because per cent means 100. So 5%. So did you understand from where you get 5%? Very logical. What 5%? Per quarter. Okay, or part thereof. Even part thereof. That is what you have to understand. Shall we go ahead, friends? Yes. 100% all of you done? Just waiting for your confirmation, guys. See, I want to do two questions. If you want me to wait at any point, let me know accordingly. See, question number 16. Are you all there on question number 16? Mr. Rohan is engaged in buying and selling of second-hand cars in Jaipur. During the month of December 18, he supplied a used car after some processing at 6 lakh. So can I say 6 lakh is selling price, which he purchased from customer at 5 lakh 40,000, and no ITC has been availed on such purchase. So friends, tell me, what is the assessable value in this case? So assessable value in this case is 6 lakh minus 5 lakh 40,000, that is 60,000. Did you all get 60,000? Yes, no? What would your answer be? What would your answer be if purchase price of car is 6 lakh 20,000? Friends, if purchase price of car is 6 lakh 20,000, then 6 lakh less 6 lakh 20,000 will be negative 20,000, means assessable value will be 0. Wonderful. Simple, isn't it? Go ahead and complete this. What you will say, question number 16. Please say question number 16 and complete this. I'll disappear from your screen. As you complete it, say D in the chat window. Then I'll come back on the screen and we'll go to next question. I hope all of you are absolutely clear. So you should be acquainted with the wordings, exact wordings. That's why asking you to do the presentation. So till what point have you completed? Just reading your chat window continuously. Yes, you are doing second point. Okay, very good. Complete it. Got it. Got it. Is it done, Ashimaji? This you must be doing in the sums notebook. Yes. So now going to next question. See this. Mr. X purchased a motor car on 1st October 2018 for 20 lakhs. 80% of the purchase price was financed by Easy Finance Limited. Friends, I am not bothered with terms between supplier and recipient of supply. I am not bothered with that. Loan was payable in 60 monthly installments. I am not bothered. I am not bothered with that. My focus is on value of taxable supply, which is done by bank. Okay. So Mr. X defaulted in repayment of loan and Easy Finance Limited repossessed the car on 15th May 2019. Actually, I'm not even bothered with this date. Car was disposed on this date matters. This is the date of sale of car and this is the date of buying the car. And the car was bought for 20 lakhs and the car is sold for 15 lakh 50,000. Did you all understand? Now just tell me. So selling price I already have. Selling price is 15 lakh 50,000. Now what about purchase cost? Original cost I already have 20 lakhs. But from 20 lakhs I will have to provide depreciation. Yes. Can you tell me 1st October 2018 to 10th December 2019 is how many quarters? Sir, how to find quarters? Very simple. Quarter means period of 3 months ending last day of March, June. See, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. This is definition of quarter given in section 2 clause 92. Section 2 clause 92 defines quarter. Quarter means consecutive 3 months in a calendar year ending last day of March, June, September and December. Are you getting it? March, June, September, December. Okay, now you have to check you are passing through how many quarters. So 1st October 2018, the first quarter that will end is 31st December 2018. So this is first quarter. Second quarter that will end is 31st March 2019. Then 30th June 2019. 30th September 2019. Till now you have not sold. So last one 31st December 2019. Correct. You have sold on 10 December 2019. So you are right. There are 5 quarters. In this, not the entire quarter, but part thereof. Now part also has to be computed. So there are 5 quarters. So 5 quarters multiplied by 5 percentage points. So how much percentage you should depreciate? Do you agree that we should depreciate the asset by 25%? So can you do 20 lakh, which was the original purchase cost? Can you do 20 lakh minus 25%? What is 20 lakh into 25%? 25%. It is 5 lakh. So 20 lakh minus 5 lakh. is 15 lakh. So you should have sold for 15 lakhs ideally, but you are selling for 15 lakh 50,000. So 15 lakh 50,000 minus 15 lakhs deemed, I mean accessible value is rupees 50,000. Did you understand this, Ashima ji? How you get accessible value as 50,000? Selling price 15 lakh 50,000 minus deemed purchase cost. Deemed purchase cost as original purchase cost minus depreciation. If you have understood, say you in the chat window. And if you have understood it, we will go ahead and do the presentation of that. So this is your question number 17. Yes. So are you now doing the presentation? All of you? First, writing the para on what should be the deemed purchase cost as per 32.5. The purchase value of goods repossessed from defaulting borrower who is not registered, okay, shall be deemed to be purchase price of such goods means 20 lakh by the defaulting borrower reduced by 5 percentage points for every quarter or part thereof between the date of purchase and disposal by person making such repossession, and show this computation 15 lakh 50,000 minus 15 lakh accessible value 50,000. As you reach till 50,000, say D in the chat window. I'll take you to the working note. Sorry. So Ashima, you are saying done for this one. So may I scroll down? Is it done for you? If it is done for you, then please do the working note. Show the quarter calculation systematically. Yes. As you complete with this, please say see in the chat window. Systematic presentation is very critical. Waiting for your see in the chat window. Yes, I can see you are saying see in the chat window. So I hope everything is absolutely clear to you. Can I go to next rule? Yes, sir. Go to next rule. So 32 5 you have understood. Let's go to 32 6. Let us go to 32 6. What is 32 6? See, sometimes you can be given a token, a voucher, a coupon, a stamp, whatever by whatever name it is called. Okay, so what will be the value of that token, voucher, coupon or stamp? So the value of token will be, which is redeemable against supply of goods or supply of service or both, shall be equal to money value of goods or services or both redeemable against such token, voucher, coupon or stamp. For example, points of a credit card can be redeemed. Points of a credit card can be redeemed against a voucher of say Taj Hotel. So what will be the value of that voucher? Value of that voucher will be equal to the money value of services which can be redeemed against that voucher. Okay. So for example, 20,000 points of American Express card gives me Taj vouchers of 10,000 rupees. Getting my point? So the price of that gift voucher of 10,000 rupees is 10,000, because if the bill of the hotel is 30,000, then to pay that 30,000 I can use this voucher of 10,000. Getting it? So just a formality rule, that voucher of value of token voucher. So just mention it, write down rule 32 subrule 6 of, as you all know, CGST rules. Value of voucher, token, etc. By whatever name it is called, it will be equal to money value. It will be equal to money value of goods or services redeemable against the same. When you complete writing this, say D in the chat window. I want to show you examples on this. Done? Can I show you examples on this? Yes. So see, you have to compulsorily write these examples. First example is Mr. and Mrs. B purchases 5 gift vouchers of 1,000 each from Raymond's and give them as return gifts to children and their parents on their son's birthday. What is the value of supply? So value of supply will be 1,000 each into 5, 5,000. As I told you, no challenge. And second example, Easy Coupons Limited sells coupons that are redeemable against special cosmetic products at retail outlets. Each coupon has a face value of 1500, but it is redeemable for supplies worth 1750. So it is redeemable against goods of 1750. So friends, 1750 is going to be the value of supply. Getting it? Because it is money value of the goods. So you keep on observing around you, there will be lot of transactions happening in coupons or happening in vouchers. So value of that is determined as per this 32(6). As you complete writing both these examples, you will have to write this example also and its implication both. So as you complete it, say D in the chat window. You understood, Nashima? This example is not with you. So you'll have to copy this example also. I'll be waiting for your C in the chat window. So, is this also done? Just let me know. Yes. Fine. So, shall we go ahead now? 32.7. Friends, 32.7. Value of supply of taxable services by notified service providers between distinct persons. So, there is a activity in Schedule 1 which says that when supplies between distinct persons, distinct person means my head office is in Maharashtra, branch is in West Bengal. So, supply between my head office in Maharashtra to branch in West Bengal. It may be called as supply between distinct persons. So that is chargeable to GST. In short, that amounts to supply. Even if it is without consideration, that is supply. It is given in Schedule 1. But what is this rule saying? Value of taxable services provided by such class of service providers as may be notified by government, okay, on recommendation of council as referred to in para 2 of schedule 1 of said act between distinct persons, okay, where ITC is available shall be deemed to be nil. So in certain cases government may call that value of supply as nil if it is between distinct persons. So I am not noting anything from this rule specifically. Okay, checking its importance, I'm not noting anything in this rule. Shall we go ahead? Yes. Now comes 33. Pretty important at your final level. Rule 33. What is Rule 33? It is services given by supplier as a pure agent. All of you write in the chat window. Pure agent. So Rule 33, I will just write pure agent. May I go ahead and explain you what is meaning of this pure agent? All of you with me? Yes. So understand. What is happening? Understand. I'll give you one example. You'll easily understand. A practicing a practicing CA is there. A practicing CA computes advance tax. Computes advance tax for his loyal, very loyal client. Okay, as rupees 1 lakh. So it's a very loyal client. He has always been paying fees on time. Okay, very loyal client, very honest client. So practicing CA computes for one time, he computes his advance tax as rupees 1 lakh. Client asks CA to pay this tax, to pay this tax on his behalf, on his behalf, as he is on foreign tour, as he is on foreign tour. Did you understand the point? Therefore, CA does the needful. CA does the needful and later makes invoice as follows. later makes invoice as follows. What he does, he makes an invoice. What invoice he makes? Do you know what invoice he makes? Advance tax. Advance tax rupees 1 lakh. Professional fees. Professional fees for above computation. For above computation 2500. 1 lakh 2500. Add GST at 18% on. Please tell me what should be the assessable value. GST at 18% should be calculated on 1,02,500 or only 2,500. Let me see. Can you answer this? Tell me GST should be calculated on 1,02,500 or only 2,500. What is your opinion? Yes, what is your opinion? No. So that is exactly the point. GST will be calculated on only 2,500. Thankfully, because this advance tax amount, do you agree? This, no, 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 no. This is not clause B. This advance tax amount is allowed to be deducted as it is recovered as it is recovered as pure agent. So it is liability of recipient of supply. See difference. See Ashima, you are saying that you should include it as per 15(2)(b), but what happens in 15(2)(b)? In 15(2)(b), liability of supplier is paid by recipient of supply. Getting it? Here, don't you think exactly opposite is happening? It is the liability of recipient of supply. It is paid by supplier and recipient of supply is doing good that amount. So in short, how much belongs to supplier? Actually, how much belongs to supplier? The amount that belongs to supplier is only 2,500, because as a supplier, as a CA, I computed your liability 1 lakh. You should have paid that 1 lakh to government and you should have given me fees of 2,500. But just for convenience, I am paying 1 lakh on your behalf to the government, and that 1 lakh you are paying me back. So finally, this advance tax amount in my example, it's allowed to be deducted as it is recovered as pure agent by whom? By CA. From whom? From client. Did you understand my point? All of you? 100%? So the amount of GST will be 450. 100%? Did you get it? Ashima ji? I will give you one more example to confuse you. First I want to confuse you, then I want to convince you. That is how it goes. Can I give you one more example? So the example goes like this. Pay attention. CA charges CA charges rupees 1 lakh as professional fees. CA charges rupees 1 lakh as professional fees plus telephone expense reimbursement plus telephone expense reimbursement plus travel expense reimbursement. Okay, so that is, say telephone expense reimbursement is 2000, travel expense reimbursement is 8000. So total amount charged is 1,10,000. Now can you tell me what is the accessible value? Is accessible value 1 lakh or 1,10,000? Is accessible value 1 lakh or 1,10,000? What do you think? What is the accessible value? Tell me. Waiting for your solution. What do you think? Even if you get it incorrect initially, I don't mind. But try giving some answer so that permanently you will remember it. Yes, Ashima ji. Reimbursement means. Okay. Reimburse means I spent from my pocket as a CA. I spent from my pocket. Okay, and then you gave me. I spent from my pocket for giving you service and then you gave me that amount back. Giving back, that is reimbursement. So I'll tell you here accessible value is 1,10,000 and not 1 lakh, because these two are as good as adjustment of 15 to C. What is 15 to C? If you don't do these expenses, if you don't do this telephone expense, and if you don't do this travel expense, if you don't do telephone expense, if you don't do travel expense, what will happen? You cannot give the service. Did you get it? So these expenses are incidental to supply. Did you understand it? So what is difference between earlier point and this point? Earlier point, this 1 lakh rupees was to be paid by recipient of supply, but as a supplier I have paid. Okay, and paying this was not necessary for giving my professional service. And this 2000, 8000 is an expense which I only should have paid as a supplier. Are you getting it? I am not paying this on behalf of recipient of supply. Did you understand, Ashimaji, difference? You may go for audit, charge audit fees of 1 lakh and travel expense reimbursement of 8000. Now actually accessible value should be complete amount including the reimbursement amount. Did you understand? Have you taken down these examples of pure agent? Did you understand? Answer is yes. Okay. Have you taken down these examples? Yes, Ashima. Have you taken down these examples? Wonderful. So now I'll go and do the detailing of pure agent. Okay. Just focus. You will get opportunity of solving one detailed question on pure agent in this session itself. Okay. So see, check. Value of supply of services in case of pure agent. Notwithstanding anything contained in the provisions of this chapter, expenditure or costs incurred by supplier as a pure agent of recipient of supply shall be excluded from the value of supply. Is it clear? It shall be excluded from the value of supply if all following conditions are satisfied, namely, what conditions? Supplier acts as a pure agent of recipient of supply when he makes the payment to third party. Third party, in our example, government. Advance tax was paid to government, okay, on behalf of recipient of supply on authorization. Who gave authorization? Client gave authorization. The payment made by pure agent on behalf of recipient of supply has been separately indicated in the tax invoice. Yes, in the tax invoice we represented 1 lakh separately and we represented the 2500 professional fees separately. Issued by pure agent to the recipient of service, and the supplies procured by pure agent from third party as pure agent of recipient of supply are in addition to services he supplies on his own account. So yes, I have given professional services of computation of advance tax. Clear? So all conditions, all the things are getting satisfied. What is the meaning of the word pure agent? What pure agent means? He enters into contractual agreement with the recipient of supply to act as his pure agent to incur expenditure in course of supply of goods or services or both. He neither intends, means this pure agent, he neither intends to hold nor holds any title to the goods or services or both so procured or supplied as pure agent. Purely as a supplier, I am availing good service on whose behalf? On behalf of recipient of supply. He does not use for his own interest such goods or services so procured, and he receives only the actual amount incurred. I have exactly received that 1 lakh. Okay, in addition to, of course, the amount received for supply he provides on his own account. Means yes, I received that 1 lakh rupees plus 2500 my professional fees. Did you all understand? Ashima ji, did you get who can be called as pure agent? Any supplier who is incurring some amount on behalf of recipient of supply is actually pure agent. Okay, here also I have given you one illustration. Corporate services firm A is engaged to handle the legal work pertaining to incorporation of company B. Okay, so firm A is supplier, company B is recipient of supply. Now other than its service fees, A also recovers from B registration fee, approval fee for the name of the company paid to the registrar of companies. So friends, as firm A, I am taking my own fees plus government charges. Government charges are paid on whose behalf? Government charges are paid on behalf of company B. Getting it? The fees charged by ROC for registration and approval of name are compulsory levied on B. A is merely acting as pure agent in payment of those fees. Therefore, A's recovery of such expense is a disbursement and not part of value of supply made by A to B. Okay, now I am going to one more question. My request to all of you will be, this is example of pure agent. My request to you will be, take screenshot of this. Are you all with me? This is a question based on pure agent. I'll disappear from your screen. Take screenshot of this. This will be your screenshot number 1 for rule 33. Once you take screenshot of this, say D in the chat window. Yes. Now go ahead and take screenshot of this and say C in the chat window. Waiting for your C. Okay, that's it. Take screenshot of this. Waiting for your D now. Is it done, guys? I'll come back on your screen now. Yes. So let's read the question. Afterwards, you will get this. I'll send this also to you. But its solution we will present together. But first, let's go through the question. Okay. If you want, you may leave one page for the question in your sums notebook. Is the instruction clear? Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited, registered in Mumbai, is manufacturer of footwear. It imports footwear making machine from US. Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited wants to avail services of Rudra Logistics. So friends, Rudra Logistics becomes supplier. Do you agree? And Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited becomes recipient of supply. Do you all agree with me on this? Rudra Logistics, a licensed custom broker with its office at Ahmedabad, in meeting all legal formalities and getting the machine cleared from the custom station. Clear? So far so good. Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited also authorizes, so see, recipient of supply authorizes Rudra Logistics to incur on its behalf expenses in relation to clearance of imported machine from custom station and bring the same to its warehouse at Mumbai. Did you all understand till this point? These expenses would be reimbursed by Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited to Rudra Logistics on actual basis. Okay, and more importantly, in addition, Rolly Manufacturers Limited will also pay agency charges to Rudra Logistics. So friends, do you agree that GST should be only on the agency charges? Rest of the things will be incurred by supplier on behalf of recipient of supply. Rudra Logistics raised an invoice in July as follows. Check. How is the invoice? On which things will you charge GST? Keep on telling me. And which things you will exclude while computing assessable value? Check. First, agency charges of 5 lakh. Please include them. On that GST will be there. Unloading of machine at Kandla Port, Gujarat. Charges for transport of machine from Kandla Port to logistics, Rudra Logistics Godown in Ahmedabad. Okay. Then charges of transport of machine from Rudra Logistics Ahmedabad Godown to warehouse of Rolly Poly Export Import House in Mumbai. Customs duty on machine, dock dues, port charges. So friends, this 2 to 7, this 2 to 7 are incurred by supplier on behalf of recipient of supply. Getting it? To give this agency service, hotel expense, traveling expense and telephone expense are incurred by that uh, Rudra Logistics. So yes, include them. This is to be included as per 15(2)(c), expenses which are incidental to supply. Are you getting my point? But these are to be excluded as pure agent by applying rule 33. Any doubt? And all the figures are exclusive of GST. So 5 lakh plus 45,000 plus 50,000 plus 2,000. 5 lakh 97,000 will be assessable value. Did you all get the point? That was the question. Compute value of supply. Is it 100% clear to all of you? Wonderful, wonderful. Now, would your answer be different? I want Ashima you to answer this. Would your answer be different if Rudra Logistics charges 13,000 as lump sum consideration for clearing the imported machine? A single invoice is given directly charging rupees, how much? Directly charging rupees 13 lakhs without showing bifurcation of anything. Then what will be your assessable value? So would your answer be different if Rudra Logistics charges 13 lakh as lump sum for clearing imported machine from custom station and bringing the same to the warehouse of Rolly Poly manufacturers? So if you don't present it separately in the invoice, directly 13 lakhs will be assessable value, because the main point is, if anything has to be excluded as pure agent, then you have to separately show it in the invoice. You can't say 1,02,500 advance tax including professional fees for computing advance tax. No, then you can't exclude that 1 lakh. You have to show the amount which is incurred as pure agent separately. Did you get it? So in first case answer is 597, in second case answer is 13 lakhs. Did you all understand? Please go ahead and present the solution. This is what I mean by P part. When I see URP should be done in the batch itself, U means understanding. That is done. Retention we are doing by presenting, by writing the important things in the provisions and concepts notebook and keeping it revising. And this is the P part, presentation part. So in your sums notebook, leave one page for the question of this and next page start writing solution. First write meaning of pure agent, then write the conditions to be fulfilled, okay, to qualify as pure agent. So are you presenting this in the notebook? Just let me know. I will not disturb you if you are doing its presentation. Let me know, Ashima ji, are you doing its presentation? If yes, I will not disturb you and I will just scroll down when you complete first two paras. This you can consider as first point. This you can consider as second point. This is all CA final questions. No, 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 no. First, please complete it. I would request you, as per explanation to Rule 33 of CGST rules, pure agent means a person who A enters into first point is contractual agreement. Second point is neither intends to hold nor holds any title, does not use for his own interest and receives only the actual amount in addition to amount received for supply he provides on his own account. And then supplier needs to fulfill all of the above conditions to qualify as pure agent. In given case, so you can say that this could be second point. In given case, Rudra Logistics has been authorized by recipient of supply Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited to incur on its behalf expenses in relation to clearance of imported machine from custom station and bringing the same to the warehouse of recipient. That is expenses mentioned in point 2 to 7. Further, Rudra Logistics does not hold any title to the said services and does not use them for his own interest. So yes, I'll be waiting for you, Ashima ji. As you complete point number 1 and 2, say D in the chat window. Till what point have you reached, Ashima ji? Okay, So, fine, no problem. Lastly, Rudra Logistics receives only actual amount incurred. He receives only actual amount incurred to procure such services in addition to agency charges. Thus, finally we prove that Rudra Logistics is a pure agent in this case. Okay. So then you will say that Rule 33's conditions are getting satisfied. All the three conditions. Fine, no problem. Take screenshot of this. I'll just move out of your way. Once you take the screenshot, say see in the chat window. But I want this to be presented in your notebook before the start of next session. Clear, na? You will do that, right? Say see once you take the screenshot. Okay. Accordingly, the value of supply of Rudra Logistics will be computed as under agency charges, pay GST, on 97,000 also pay GST. This is nothing but yes, yes. You will of course complete it. I know your sincerity, but I am telling in general because many students would be watching this. For all of them, common instruction. Yes, and finally, the sub answer for the sub question that if Rudra Logistics had charged 13 lakh as lump sum consideration for getting the imported machine cleared from custom station and bringing the same to the warehouse of Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited, then in that case, Rudra Logistics would incur expenses 2 to 7 for its own interest as agreement requires it to get imported machine cleared from the custom station and bring the same to the Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited warehouse. Thus, Rudra Logistics would not be considered as pure agent of Rolly Poly Manufacturers Limited for the said services, and therefore assessable value will be rupees 13 lakhs. Did you all understand? Yes, no? Yes, sir. We have understood, and please take screenshot of this. I am going out of your way for one moment. As you complete taking screenshot, say see in the chat window. Waiting for your C. Okay. So friends, I hope you have followed this topic well. Rule number 32, rule number 33. That day, in the beginning only, I had already told you rule 35. So, what remains now? 34. So, I am going to do 34 immediately. Okay, mind you, I am going to do 34 immediately right now, and then in next session we will do 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, so 27 to 31 would be agenda for tomorrow's session. Is it clear to all of you? Can I go to 34? What is 34? I want you to do 34 in your provisions and concepts notebook. Very straightforward. 34 is determination of rate of exchange. How will you determine rate of exchange? Determination of what? rate of exchange for computing what? For computing accessible value. In what case? In case of imports and exports. In case of imports and exports. Is it clear to all of you what we are trying to say? Determination of rate of exchange. How will you determine rate of exchange for computing accessible value in case of imports and exports? Shall we check? So see, there are two possibilities. See, import is taxable. All of you know that. Of course, because place of supply is in India. But that import could be in foreign currency. How to convert that foreign currency in rupees so that you can calculate GST on that? As simple as that. If we take the services of Zoom Inc. for conducting our meetings, for conducting our classes, then place of supply is in India, but Zoom will give the bill in dollars. Now, how will they convert that in rupees to charge GST? That is the question. So, in case of services, how will you determine? In case of services, how will you determine rate of exchange? And how will you determine rate of exchange in case of goods? In case of services, it will be as per generally accepted accounting principles. That is GAAP. GAAP. The rate of exchange will be as per GAAP. See, for services, the rate of exchange of value of taxable services shall be rate of exchange determined as per GAAP. As on which date? As for the date of time of supply of such services as per section 13 of the Act. You can check what is section 13 of the Act, 13 of CGST Act. So as per GAAP, as per generally accepted accounting principles, as on date determined as per section 13 of CGST Act, that is time of supply. That is time of supply. Clear? And for goods, it is as per customs. It is as per Customs Act. Getting it? So when you do customs, you will understand this in detail. So here I will not discuss anything about that. It is as per customs. So when we do basics of customs, you will understand it better. Clear, all of you? So check the rate of exchange for taxable goods shall be as notified by the board under section 14 of the Customs Act. Clear? So we'll do that when we go in the topic of customs. So friends, is this absolutely clear to all of you? Have you taken this down? Rule 34. Yes. So when we go to now next session, we will do 27 to 31 of CGST rules. Maybe next two sessions of 1.5 hours each, and the all important topic of value of supply will be done. Have you followed it well? Please let me know, friends. Is this 34 principles completed in your notebook? Please let me know, Ashima ji. Is it done? Please let me know so that we can end today's session. Yes, sir. So friends, thank you so much for being such wonderful audience. First 7 sessions were on YouTube. So I hope you have enjoyed them. So now from next session onwards, it will be in our app. Okay, so those who want to go ahead and continue with the batch, I request you to contact on 9028777829, your one-stop solution for doubt solving as well as inquiries for the classes. And I'm quite sure you have subscribed to CA Pratik Neve, the YouTube channel on which you are enjoying these lectures. So thank you so much and arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. Your goal is to clear CA final exams. That's your preliminary goal. And completing that, of course, you will get new goals. But first primary goal right now is completing CA final. And I'm quite sure that this batch is going to help you in that. So this batch will help you not only for IDT but for other subjects as well, for preparing notes for presentation and all these things. So friends, I'll see you in the next session. Till then, keep studying, keep smiling, stay blessed. May God bless you.